Welcome to the new Camtasia Studio. We encourage you to watch and play with this Getting Started project video to learn some of the most important concepts of using the editor.
Hi, my name is April. I'm from International Turk University. Here's our topic is Understanding Ottoman Empire, Millet and Devshirme Systems. We are going to look through the Millet and Devshirme system to understand what was the Ottoman Empire itself. Millet system from Arabic languages translate the nations. So what kind of nations were there? Millet system was a system allow communities enjoy their self-government and free implementation of their culture, religion, and values. According to the system, minorities considered as one administrative division within Ottoman Empire. It was also allowed system to tolerance towards its communities. So, who were the subject of millet system? The first subject certainly was nations in the territory of Ottoman Empire, like Armenians, Syrians, Palestinians, and etc. The next was religious groups, like Jewish, Christians, and others. They are also told in the system about the dhimmi groups. Who were the dhimmis? Especially the dhimmis refers to the people of the book. The people of the book is written in the Quranic book, which give the special status to the people or some communities. So who are they? They are firstly Jewish and Christians. Quran give them special status within the non-Muslims to be free religion implementation, and by this implementation they were imposed on some taxes. It means guarantee on the protection of Ottoman system, protection of their property, freedom, and free implementation of their culture, values, and religion. So, millet system was a system meant unifying their different kind of communities, different kind of minorities in one system, in one territory of the Ottoman Empire. They were also allowed hierarchical system, and mostly the head of the administrative division was the head of the church, synagogues, and these officials were mostly directly deal with the Ottoman official figures. And also it means live together without any disputes, and it also means live in harmony. So the next system we're gonna to look, it's a Devshirme system. So what's a Devshirme system? It's also one kind of the system which worked for the high positions or the officials in the Ottoman Empire. During the Ottoman era, many viziers, state ministers or grand ministers and askari were appointed exceptional non-Turks, but they have to be Muslims. But why? Why they need this? Who were they? They were the non-Muslim boys from 5 to 10. It was boys adopted from the European states, from the states who were conquered, especially it was the slaves from the Europe, Russia, or in some cases there was the parents not allowed to provide his children. They were allowed to sold for the askari or official adoptions. Why did they do this? There was one of the reason to make such system. It was to avoid corruptions, nepotism, tribalism among officials. The Muslims who were appointed to the high level positions, they were allowed or tend to have attract their relatives corruptions. It was really an effective way to govern the whole empire. So this was one method to efficient government. So the next one was on the merit of the skills, which means adopted boys who were trained during the time they got their position according to their skills or merits, and this is allowed also to the sufficient gardening. Also, by the time they become the boys adopted Devshirme boys were allowed to hold high positions, and it means they were properties of sultan. They can't be show their disobedience, and in otherwise they can be punished. So how adopted boys were trained? At the first they were converted to Islam. It was necessary step of the Devshirme system. The second, these is boys according to statistics, in a year the adoptions going to 1,000 boys in a year, and this is boys who are trained to military service or to the positions in the Topkapi. It's a place of the Sultan, and get some high level educations. Further in their lives, after the graduation, they were allowed to hold high rank servants like viziers, grand viziers, and army members. During the positions, of course, they were allowed to have married, to have some rich or build some own houses, palaces, but this means the full obedience to Sultan. Sultan had absolute right on his servants. In the case, the viziers and grand viziers were held their positions, they were allowed to live. After they were hired from his position or follow his positions, they probably also lose his head. So in this case, the viziers were allowed to work as long as they can or work officially. So this was the understanding the Ottoman system, and me Ayperi Asılbek Kızı, presented by International Atatürk University Department International Relations. So thank you so much.